Hey guys, welcome back to Motorcycle Maintenance Channel. On this episode, we're going to show you how to change the oil on this 2014 ZX10r Kawasaki motorcycle. Stay tuned. All right guys, to change the oil, you want to first raise your bike and put it up on bike stands the way we have this one here. Then you're going to get your 14mm socket and unscrew your drain plug, which is going to be down here at the bottom of your oil pan. There. Now while that's draining, you're going to want to vent your oil fill side on this side of the bike. Be on here this time. This is an aftermarket oil drill plug. It's pre-drilled so that you can safety wire it for CMRA races. This rider races, so that's why it looks like this. But either way, that's where it's going to be. So next we're going to get our oil filter wrench right here, and we're going to cheat. We're going to come in through here, and here's the oil filter on the Kawasaki ZX10r. It's right here. It's not far from the drain plug. It's actually really convenient because we don't have to take off all these plastics. So we're going to put this right here like that. And we'll get a few extensions. Come in right this way, and then we can just remove it from here. Boom, just like that. We're going to sit and let it drain for a few minutes. Some people say you should let it drain overnight. I think that's a bit overkill. I'm gonna let it drain for like 10 minutes and then come back and put in the new oil filter and the oil plug and fill her back up. It is your bike and your decision. If you feel like you want to make it drain all night long to get every little bit of oil out of there, that's totally on you. And that's the beauty of doing your own maintenance. You can do that. I'm gonna do it this way just for get through this video with you guys. Now we got all the oil off, we're going to put the drain plug back in, which means we're going to get our new crush washer. Put that on. And then what you might want to do is make sure that your old crush washer isn't stuck on here, because if you double up on them, they'll leak. So don't want to do that. And we'll just stick it in there with our fingers first, and then we'll tighten it down to torque, which is 29 Newton meters, or 22 foot-pounds. We got our torque wrench already set up for that. We'll just tighten it up. There we go. It's on there tight. Same thing with our oil filter. We're just going to make sure that the old gasket and seal did come off. It's still on there, so that's good. And we'll put our new Kawasaki oil filter on there. We're going to go with what's stock. Even though it is a Kawasaki, still want to use Kawasaki parts. What I like to do is fill the oil filters up with oil first before I put them on. Just come back in there. twist it on. All right. And then we're going to put this on here at 13 foot-pounds of torque. So let's get the oil filter wrench back out. Put the oil filter wrench back on the new filter. And then set our torque wrench for 13 foot-pounds of torque. There it is, 13 foot-pounds of torque. All right, now we're ready to fill it back up with oil. All right, guys, we got our oil filter torqued down to 13 foot-pounds. We have our oil plug torqued down to 29 Newton meters. And now we're going to put 3.9 quarts of oil into it. We're using Mobil 1 synthetic 10W40 4T oil. You can use whatever motorcycle oil you find appropriate. Make sure it's motorcycle oil. I don't want to get into which oil you should or shouldn't use, because that is something that can be debated for centuries. I'm going to use this one for the Texas heat. Feel free to use what your manual says. So now that we got it all filled up, we're going to start the engine. And then we're going to check to make sure the oil is at the proper level. Check for leaks, no leaks. Okay, come to the sight window here, and it's not going to have any oil, but as you can see, it's slowly getting oil back into it. So we're going to just wait a couple minutes for all the oil to settle back down from being rotated around in the engine, and then we'll check that window out. So right there is that's full right there where it's at. See, the oil level is up between those two marks, the upper mark and the lower mark. You want it about 2/3 away to the upper mark. It might look a little bit closer because we do have the rear wheel a little bit off the ground, kind of pushing the oil forward, but that's where it needs to be. That's 3.9 quarts, that's what the book says, and that's what we did with an oil filter change. So there you go, guys. That's how you change the oil on a 2014 ZX10R. Thanks for watching.